Julianus Flavius Claudius, also known as Julian the Apostate, was the Roman emperor from the year 361 to 363. He was born in the city of Constantinople in 331 during the reign of Constantine. He was the son of a half-brother of Constantine, his mother Julius Constantius. After his father's murder and dynastic intrigues of 337, Julian was placed by Constantius II in the care of an Arian bishop. From 342, was confined for 6 years on an imperial estate in Cappadocia. He impressed his Christian tutors there as a gifted, pious pupil, but his reading of the Greek classics was inclining him in private to worship and revere the old gods. In 351, as a student of Platonist philosophy and Pythagorean philosophy, he encountered the pagan Neoplatonists and was initiated as a theurgist by Maximus of Ephesus. For the next 10 years, Julian's pagan conversion remained a prudently kept secret. He continued his studies in Asia and later at Athens until summoned to Milan by Constantius to be married to the emperor's sister Helena and proclaimed Caesar with charge over Gaul and Britain in the year 335. Successful Rhineland campaigns against the Alemanni and Franks between 356 and 359 proved Julian a talented general and won him great popularity with his army. When Constantius ordered the transfer of choice detachments to the east, the army mutinied, and in February of 361, probably with the tacit prompting, proclaimed Julian Augustus. Constantius' death late that year averted civil war, and Julian, now publicly declaring his paganism, entered Constantinople unopposed in December. A purge of the imperial court quickly followed, drastically reducing its officials and staff. In his brief reign, Julian showed remarkable energy in pursuit of highly ambitious aims. An immediate declaration of general religious toleration foreshadowed a vigorous program of pagan activism in the interest of Hellenism. The temples and finances of the ancestral cults were to be restored, and a hierarchy of provincial and civic pagan priesthoods were appointed, while the Christian churches and clergy lost the financial subsidies and privileges gained under Constantine and his successors. Though expressly opposed to violent persecution of Christians, Julian overtly discriminated in favor of pagan individuals and communities in his appointments and judgments. Measures such as his ban on the teaching of classical literature and philosophy by Christian professors, and his encouragement of charitable expenditure by pagan priests mark a determination to marginalize Christianity as a social force. His attempts to revive the role of the cities in local administration by restoring their revenues and councils, and his remarkable plan to rebuild the Jewish temple at Jerusalem. Yes, you heard me right. Julian the Apostate, the pagan emperor, is the only Roman emperor that wanted to restore the Jewish temple in Jerusalem, just as Cyrus the Great did. Julian the Apostate was almost the one to restore the Holy Land. Jerusalem are best appraised in the lights of this fundamental aim. Julian's military ambitions centered on an invasion of Persia, intended to settle Rome's long-running war with Sapor II. To prepare his expedition, he moved in June 362 to Antioch, Syria, where his relations with the mainly Christian population deteriorated markedly during this stay. The expedition set out in March 363, but despite some of his early successes, it was already in serious difficulties when Julian was fatally wounded in a melee in June 363. Helena died childless. He left no heir, and so Helena died childless in 360, and Julian did not marry. After his death, the reforms he had initiated quickly came to nothing, and Jerusalem was restored back to a Christian city as it was before Julian.